Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Plastic Cards Podcast. We're going to break down the video game news for you. My name is Fonze. I'm joined by my host. I'm going to go with that intentionally, actually.
Did you say Hulk host?
Hulk host. That's what I did
Hulk
last
host.
time, and I think I'm going to add that to your little list of stuff. Indie game thought extraordinaire, Gavin Jones, my Hulk host of the week. How are you, Gavin?
Hulking. Okay.
Dang. Yeah.
Ready to talk about some video games?
Yeah, video games happened. We just, I think it's such a dump of endorphins. Jesus, I'm just gonna jump out of this window, Gavin. What is the What am I thinking of?
What?
For your
endorphins.
Endorphins. There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the word. It's a dump of endorphins. If I'm saying it wrong, still. After E3 is what I. Damn, Gavin. It's your beautiful looks that just make me nervous. Yeah, E3 happened.
Yeah, it was a good one.
How do you feel about it?
It was a good one.
Yeah.
I think it was. It's sort of weird that Sony can just not be there and it can still be absolutely fantastic.
I think so.
And especially with like at least when Nintendo went, they did the Nintendo Directs and they're
Right.
still doing the Treehouse. Like we weren't really. It didn't feel like they were missing.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah,
I think they kind of picked up some slack too, where the stuff they announced was actually pretty dope, and they were kind of short and sweet, and announced what they announced and then got out of there. I liked it.
Did they show anything on Metroid whatsoever? I don't.
No, they didn't
feel like
talk
they did.
about it.
Okay.
They didn't show anything. Yeah, I do have a breakdown of what they officially showed off, but that was Tuesday, Wednesday, and it was getting into the last week when Nintendo had their thing, possibly Tuesday. But they did show off some Animal Crossing. It looks cool. I've never played the other Animal Crossing games. I know people really love them. It seems like out of all the kind of games that can suck away time and just like take your entire life, that's a game that does that.
It's for sure like you either like it or you're like, why the fuck would anyone like this? You've never played one before?
I've never played it. I like the art style, but I've just never got into it.
I wonder if you would like it or not. Because you like, it's not really a city builder, but it's got like planning and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sort of grinding to grind.
Gotcha.
And
yeah, I wonder. I'll give it a shot, I think.
yeah.
But they delayed it apparently. There was an earlier, or they're trying to hit 2019, so they pushed it to March 2020. I don't think it was a huge bummer. It seems like people are just, patiently waiting for that game. But
Yeah.
yeah. Also, Breath of the Wild, they announced that they're doing a legit sequel, not just kind of a reiteration.
Did they say what it was called? I don't
No.
think they did. Right.
Nope.
Yeah.
They showed off the cool little montage and then said that just a sequel is in production.
Yeah. It's definitely that one of the theories you see a lot of people saying right now is like Zelda looks like she's ready to fight this game.
I really hope so. I was expecting
she
that with the
will.
last one at the end, and didn't happen.
Well, a lot of people, Link looked, I mean, he's always been androgynous, but he looked extra strength androgynous with Breath of the Wild. So
Yeah,
I
that's
know when
true.
they did that first trailer, they're like, are
Yeah,
you a girl?
Yeah.
Like, what's... So, I know people were like really bugging the director, like, hey, let's play as a girl. And especially when Linkle came out for whatever that game was.
When what?
Linkle?
Linkle. I haven't seen that.
It's female Link.
Okay.
It was for...
Like an art, like someone just kind of did a recreation of it, or?
No, it was it's official.
Okay.
It was in Ellie at the end.
Gotcha.
I think, or EL. She was for Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So she is. Now I don't know how canon she is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. So really, it's just the Link character, just as a girl, basically. As a
Right.
female. I see.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, there's no reason why, at the very least, let the player choose, because it's kind of a blank player somewhat with Link every time. So just let them know.
And I can see that because Zelda definitely, like, she's got canon stuff. Like, she's got to have her own set of powers.
Yeah.
I don't know how you make that work.
Yeah, it's true. I do hope that she's playable in some form, or they kind of change it up. Well, I think that's what I'm interested with, the fact that they're doing an actual sequel, because the last sequel they did was Majora's Mask, right? And that was somewhat of a change on the gameplay. I never fully played through it all the way, but they had the time aspect to it where you had to finish stuff before the moon crashed, which I always thought that whole scene looked dope. But so they're willing to change things up for that sequel. Maybe there's more of a chance they introduce like Zelda as a playable character because they're changing it again for a sequel and not just the same kind of gameplay we're expecting.
I hope so. I don't know. They took a big risk with the last one. That was very different than anything they've been making in a long time. So hopefully they continue to make risks. I mean, they've been on such a roll.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
And I don't think they're doing that by playing conservative.
Do you think so? They're using the same assets, right? Creating new stuff for sure. But since they have the engine, they have some open world aspect already done. Do you think? How long do you think we should wait for, or we will wait for this?
6 years.
Really? Dang. Okay.
These things don't come out often. Like I know, like they did a massive hiring spree of like level designers for this game. So clearly they've got a huge workforce on it. I think we're going to see even more dungeons and crazy shit than we've ever seen before.
Gotcha.
But these games come out when they come out. Like, how long ago did they announce Breath of the Wild and then it came out?
Good question. I'm not sure. Because I know it was originally on Wii U, right? And then they pushed it so it could overlap on Wii U and Switch. Yeah. But I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like I would expect it a little bit sooner just because of the fact that they have this engine that they've kind of already built. Yeah. They have the same art style. But, yeah, is it going to be... I would say I would cut it shorter, maybe 3 years is what I would
3 years?
say.
Okay.
But, hopefully it's sooner. But also, yeah, I for sure would give them time to work on it. I was kind of surprised that they even announced in the first place that they're working on it.
Right? That seems like generally they like to have a little bit more to show. That being said, I guess with Breath of the Wild, they didn't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It is kind of too bad that with Breath of the Wild, they didn't have... So in that first trailer for Breath of the Wild, those, whatchamacallits, really fucking sprinted at you.
The little golem guys.
Yeah, you were on a horse and this thing is just tearing after you. Like, can you imagine how cool that would be having to fight those things at full speed?
That's true. Some of them are on horseback in Breath of the Wild, but not the same as them darting at you.
They're on a horseback?
Yeah, I've seen some that are on horseback. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's a different enemy I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty sure I've seen those little golem guys on horseback. Cool. Like, yeah, the dudes with they start with that like almost like a wood stick thing. They're very like, caveman-esque.
The moblins?
To me. The moblins, yeah.
No. I was talking about the big like robo like things, the guardians.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, like they were in the first trailer. That thing is just booking it for you, and you're barely getting away on your horse.
Gotcha.
So it seemed like in that universe it would have been very doable. Don't have a lot of that specific enemy.
Yeah.
But still have this big badass enemy that can chase after you.
Gotcha. I thought you meant those little golem guys.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at remembering the proper names for characters too.
The moblins.
Yeah, little creepy crawler guys.
The spider? No.
No. Yeah, so they showed off a little tidbit of the next Breath of the Wild or the sequel to that. Yeah. They also showed off, which I love the way they revealed it, Banjo-Kazooie in Smash.
That was great.
Ultimate. Yeah. Although when it was unfolding, they're showing the silhouette, the shadow drop, and then it's the duck hunt dog and the duck. But that like, okay, they're gonna show it though.
They had
got
to.
Me,
they had to
yeah,
at that point. Like you would have been.
That
would have been the weirdest troll if they did that.
Yeah, I know you want this. Nope, sorry.
Yeah.
But no, that was dope. I play Smash very 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 little, but I'm glad to see like the characters that people want actually in the game.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, there's a Dragon Quest character as well. I'm not super familiar with it, but...
Oh, man. More characters with swords. That's what that game fucking needed. And they also kind of, like, they look a little bit different than a lot of the Fire Emblem characters that all look exactly alike. But I still don't feel like they look enough different from all the Fire Emblem characters that look exactly alike.
Gotcha. Are they just trying to service that fan base, and it's easier for them to kind of restructure a character too?
I can't even tell you. It is cool though that Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest, well, it's not a huge deal here in the States. It's a huge deal in Japan.
I imagine, yeah.
So they care.
Right. So I think they already laid out the kind of the DLC characters, right? So what do they have? 2 or 3 left to announce? Possibly. I know it's like it's.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. Any predictions for what they could pull out?
Oh, I mean, Banjo was a big deal.
That's one people have been asking for a while. I feel like just kind of watching on the outside, people have been asking for a while.
So if we could get Banjo, I'm just trying to think of like prime childhood.
Yeah.
something that would be completely out of left field.
What about with the new games that are ported to Switch lately? Is there now a cross franchise thing that could happen with a game that you would never have expected? I know for a while people were rumored, or it was just people just throwing stuff out there, but it was the Doom guy that they were possibly saying. That's so out of,
That would be
it's a
too
mature rated
weird.
game.
Like the fact that we got Bayonetta was pretty well a stretch.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he's just not gonna happen. I could see something from. I mean, people have been begging forever for Goku.
Whoa.
I just don't think. But the biggest argument you always see people in the chat like argue against it is he's never been in a video game, and 100% of the characters in Smash are video game characters.
Now there's like they have to
Or first
originate.
and foremost, yeah, they originate from a video game.
Gotcha. Because there is Dragon Ball games, but
Yeah.
at the same time, who cares, man? Just make the coolest character. What about also? So one of the next releases that I have from Nintendo is the next No More Heroes game that's being released on Switch. But is Travis Touchdown, his character, is he already in Smash? Could he be a character that they put on there?
I think so. I honestly, it'd be really like. Have you played No More Heroes?
No.
I would feel like I would be. I'm like uncomfortable putting Travis Touchdown in the same game as Bayonetta.
Really?
Because he's a pervert. Like that's part of his personality. Like
Right.
he's genuinely a pervert. So you put him in a game with somebody who part of her personality is like flaunting her sexuality.
Gotcha.
Like he's like, and be like, why doesn't he do anything? What's he doing? He's just jerking it, just jacking it in the corner.
Yeah, well, okay.
Becomes unplayable. It's a hard counter.
Well, they just don't do that. They don't animate that, and we're good to go. But I understand, like tonally, it's kind of different.
Yeah, it's also kind of weird looking at him because his character, if I remember correctly, doesn't fucking jump.
Oh, really?
So, like you're just glued to the ground pretty much. Like maybe you'll like.
Maybe they play with that, or have some other character pull him up every time.
The new No More? I didn't really see much from it because I knew they were doing that side scroller No More Heroes. Is that different than this?
Interesting. I'm not sure. I know they announced a No More Heroes 3, but I'm not sure if it's them going back to that 3D world or if it's that side-scrolling thing you're talking about. It's supposed to hit Switch in 2020. But let's pull up and see what they actually showed off.
I really should have finished No More Heroes 2. I feel like I got pretty far. I finished 1. The ending's hilarious because literally just like two guys, lightsabers crossed, running off into the sunset, like in their mid-fight, and they're like, man, we got a whole lot of like plot holes going on. Are you going to concisely wrap this up before the end of the game? He's like, nope. Credits roll. Like, damn, okay.
Yeah, the that side-scrolling one you're talking about, is that the that kind of second one that they've been talking about?
It may be Travis Strikes Again or something like that.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, is that the one?
So this is straight up 3. We've got a 3. It is strange to me that it doesn't feel like there's a big enough fan base for this game, but I guess there is.
Yeah, I wonder. I feel like there is, just by hearing people, kind of the excitement that does come around every time. This stuff is released, but
I think it's going to be fun playing without motion controls.
He's playing. So we're watching the trailer, and that's the dead screen from that one jazz gorilla game where you're running around killing people.
It is?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder the crossover from that game, but yeah.
That'd be random.
But I know with the No More Heroes, they're always like just breaking the fourth wall and doing that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it should be interesting to see what comes up
that's
with that.
Travis? No. He looks so weird.
I don't know.
That's not what Travis looks like.
Maybe it takes place, super far in the future. There's some sci-fi stuff going on for sure. Did he have a power glove in the original ones?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, I think he wore gloves, but he had like, what the fuck?
He's got a mess.
Who is this? This is not Travis. This guy's about to get his ass whipped.
You're
That
right,
looks like a boss.
Like a Gundam looking.
But he had the battery. What?
He's playing
Whoa. Dude. This looks super anime.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like they shouldn't have shown off the...
Cool.
Well, there's his lightsaber. Well, now his hair is done.
Huh.
Okay. Is he getting shaved? Or...
Yep.
Yeah, he's shaved now. What the fuck?
He just changed. He's saying something, so I'm sure he's,
Yeah.
making fun of that. Now, this is what, CG...
Oh God, is this still gonna have motion controls? Fuck.
Yeah, because it originated on Wii, where they used heavy motion controls, right? With the nunchucks.
And it did it for number 2 too.
Yeah. They can do it with the Switch, with the.
I don't want to play with motion controls.
Yeah, but what if it's intended from the ground up? Like, I do think those games kind of do better than when you kind of shove it in afterwards.
Yeah, and it can feel cool. Like, you do it for a suplex, you go like this.
Yeah.
And that can feel good. Yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah. 2020.
Oh, you know what we didn't do, by the way? We didn't do what you've been playing.
I haven't been playing a whole lot. What about you?
I played more of the Outer Wilds.
Oh, nice. What do you think?
And man, do I just keep dying.
I was dying a lot in the beginning too. I didn't play much, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wish I could load that whole thing on my solid state, because like loading takes a minute.
Okay, and you're playing on PC, right?
Yeah, and at this point, I'm just like, I'm kind of having fun figuring out what can kill me. So I have like, while I've gotten in my spaceship, and I really like it's so seamless. Like, it really feels like you're there. Like, you float into your spaceship, you can walk around your spaceship, lock into it. Like, to me, I really like that, and how everything is just seamless. It really feels like you're in this weird alien world.
Gotcha.
And I can't wait to go explore all this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I didn't get even far enough to get into an actual spaceship. But so you can leave and go to other planets, right?
Yes.
Now, are they procedurally generated?
No,
or
not even. Like, that was a big thing from the developers. They're just like, just so you guys know, nothing's procedurally generated.
Gotcha.
We worked super hard to design this,
That's
so
cool.
don't get it confused.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to jump in and play. I know I have that with the Game Pass thing, but
yeah.
Just kind of forgot. I did try, and I wish I would have spent more time with it, but Division 2 was one of they had a free pass all weekend.
Yeah.
I played maybe an hour, and I just got sidetracked to something else.
And the first hour is like the worst.
It seems that way. I did get to the point where I was able to walk through DC after going to a little hub world, and I liked just the fact that there's stuff going on as you enter the actual like downtown area. I think I completed one mission, but it's cool. I do. Next time it's on sale, I think I will purchase it and jump in, because it is interesting. I think I'm way more interested in the first one than I was with the first one. But yeah. But it's cool. Nice. And I still need to play more or jump back into Days Gone. Haven't done that.
Oh, right.
I did text you. I was playing because we went on a trip, over the weekend, and Megan drove over there. I was driving, or she was driving back, and so I was going to play Doom on Switch because it was on sale, and just to kind of see how it would play and kind of get that going. But yeah, it's cool. It looks like garbage somewhat. It actually, I'm amazed that it plays the way it does, because it's pretty fast. There isn't a lot of like slow down, but you can tell everything's dropped down, the textures, the particles, all that stuff. But it's still super fun. That game is awesome regardless. So yeah, I was just kind of playing that and having a blast. I did have to get used to the controls on Switch, just with like where the sticks are and kind of how you have to hold your hand. And I never quite liked playing in handheld mode with like first person.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
it's not fun, but
still
doable.
Awkward.
But yeah, other than that, not playing a whole bunch. But yeah, so with Nintendo, they didn't announce a whole lot beyond that. A lot of little games that they're coming out with. So they showed some Luigi's Mansion 3 off, which looked cool. I never played any of either the first one, the second one, the DS one, but that is 2019.
Yeah, they're good, I believe. Yeah, so the DS one, I believe, is the second one.
Gotcha.
So it's just the two.
Okay.
Yeah, I really hope and pray that they learn their lessons from the second one, because the first one was really good, but it's pretty short.
Okay.
And like, it's just one mansion.
Yeah.
But they packed in as much personnel as they could, all the ghosts. And the second one had more mansions with a lot of personality, and they were very cool. But the ghosts themselves didn't have very much personality. There was just a lot of repeats. So if they can really fuse the two, this is going to be an amazing game. Also, it looks like it may just be one mansion, but it looked huge.
Oh yeah, it just kind of like goes into the sky. Yeah, I like how that looked. I forgot about that.
So
they also showed off some multiplayer stuff too.
Yes,
you like take four people together and play it.
Which that was in the 3DS version.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, no one played it because no one played online with the 3DS.
Yeah, you need the friend code and all the bullshit.
Yeah, so I think this will be fun.
They did say, as we're talking about friend codes and playing online, that Mario Maker 2, they showed it off, went into
Yeah.
details, and I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago last week, they talked about how they didn't have a plan to let people play with friends multiplayer.
Backpedaled on that one.
But now they plan to with an update fix that when it releases. But
that would have been a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
I really liked before E3 they sort of had their World Championship tournament.
I heard about that. I didn't see any of it, but
it was nuts. So Mario Maker 2 was there, and what they did, so racing, have set 2 people on a Mario Maker level, get them through as fast as you can. It's pretty interesting. But this time they did it with 2-player levels. Okay. And they're taking advantage of that. So the timing on this shit of like you go here and jump here at the precise timing to hit the block or bounce off your buddy. Whoa. Like the puzzles were super duper cool, and seeing people like trying to do their best to wrap their head around the puzzle and still go fast and do these technical maneuvers was so cool.
That sounds nuts.
Yeah.
Because it's already pretty intense when you're playing through, when I see people play these really just like insane levels alone, they're getting the timing down. Yeah, I can't imagine also getting that with another person.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah. And they also had a Splatoon tournament, which if you don't know what that game is and you were just walking into a tournament for the first time, you'd be like, I can't understand any of what's happening at all. Like it moves so fast. It was incomprehensible, even though I have an idea of what the game is.
Yeah, because there's very little I know about Splatoon. I know it's huge, but you're spraying the world and kind of taking over part of the map by spraying it down, right?
Yeah.
With the ink or the goop.
That's cool. Goop.
And did you watch they had a Super Smash Ultimate?
I didn't. I missed it.
I imagine that's, very hardcore for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, I pulled it up on YouTube. They have a 7-hour stream.
Yeah. Well, I assume that's for all the games.
Yeah, all together, the whole thing.
Like cool. what is even happening right now? Like, okay, this is kind of oh, they're actually doing this area. The one I saw, they were all trying to get onto this like moving platform, and you have to try and control this moving platform, and so it's just absolute chaos trying to control that thing.
Yeah, I need to actually play some Splatoon. It looks really chaotic. I like how you can use your own goop once you've settled on the map to like traverse through it. Almost like change dimensions.
And that's a really cool idea. But yeah, you can see like if you had no idea what this game is, you'd just be looking at like what the actual shit is happening.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, was that before E3, right?
Yeah, that was right before E3. So they sort of their hype thing. It was cool. I'm glad that it's neat that the World Championship is back now. Like this is just, if they're going to do this every year, like I'm fully on board and let's keep doing it.
Yep. And it's them, that's kind of showing them kind of changing gears because they're aligning with the whole esports league and streaming part of it and just kind of having their own and controlling that whole environment. Yeah. I would like to see see Microsoft, see Sony do that too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's see. They announced just a couple of other things. Resident Evil 5 and 6 coming to Switch in fall. I have no intention on playing those. Maybe 5.
Skipping that 4. It is weird that 5 and 6, the ones that literally no one asked for.
Yeah. Do you think they could run 7 on there? Get 7 to run.
So you know how bad Doom looks?
Yeah.
So I need you to turn that even worse.
Well, the thing is though, Doom, you are moving very quickly. At least with Resident Evil 7, you're kind of limited to these smaller areas and you're supposed to move slow. Maybe there's some kind of give and take with that.
That's true.
But I definitely think it's going to be putting out steam or heat when you're playing that for sure.
I am impressed, though, at like how well it goes. Like when I play Breath of the Wild on it or what's another really intense game I played on it. It really doesn't get too hot on me.
Now, they did announce Witcher 3 for Switch as well.
Even though it was rumored, I didn't see that coming.
No, that one seemed like it was going to be really hard for it to run. And they show off in the original or the gameplay reveal, it's everything dropped down, like all the specs, the world itself. I guess it runs 720p docked, and then it was 540 handheld. No, but you can tell like they're starting to like as the draw distance, is kind of brought closer.
Like the trees, like the foliage in that game was redonkulous.
I'm sure
they got to turn that down.
But I think you would expect that.
Right. At least it looks like the trees still sway in the wind, which isn't super easy to do.
Yeah, but we're getting, these ports now, and I'm a fan. But I think you go in knowing, okay, this isn't the ideal or the highest fidelity experience, but it's letting you play this on the go. If you're traveling a lot, you get to play The Witcher, and it's a super deep game.
So Cyberpunk confirmed for Switch, right?
Exclusive for Switch. We have some new Switch news as far as, or this is more rumors of these newer models that we keep getting newer little rumors that come up every once in a while. But there was one that was today. So I think we can segue into that. So this is from GameSpot. New Nintendo Switch models now in production. So there's apparently there's a Wall Street Journal article where they talk about it in detail. But apparently the way this news was kind of revealed was that they're switching the place where they manufacture their actual hardware from So from Southeast, they're changing to Southeast Asia, instead of China. I guess there's these tariffs with China that are now in the mix, and it could possibly
it's getting bad.
Yeah, so it's an import tax that could be 25% added to the console production costs. So in, I guess, anticipation of that, Nintendo's moving their stuff to Southeast Asia. So that's where this kind of stuff has been rumored. So according to that report, Nintendo has already moved production of the existing Switch model, as well as 2 new rumored ones, to Southeast Asia. Regarding the new systems, one is said to have a smaller form factor to the existing model but feature better components, with the other expected to have a different look and lower specs that make it less expensive. Given the systems are now reportedly in production, they could release soon, Wall Street Journal said. And Nintendo declined to comment on the report. But yeah, I mean, we've been hearing this rumor often. I know they said officially at E3 we're not going to release anything or talk about anything. They did not. So I'm hoping this is true. I would like to see them drop 2 models and play around with maybe one that's cheaper. I don't foresee them going with one with higher end specs, but would that be impossible to have like a beefed up one?
I don't think so. I just, like I've said before, I really don't want them to split the audience because that killed me with the 3DS.
Well, yeah, and that's true. Now, what if they keep the models, same buttons, same abilities? It's just one performs better with, say, like The Witcher. One can handle just a higher res kind of experience, and then you have your baseline. Although if they put out a cheaper one, that makes it even harder for the
you're going to split your audience. So I hope they don't do it. I think, like you just said, if they're going with that logic, then they really can't.
But now, if you're buying something for a kid who's going to play Fortnite on it, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Yeah. You just give them the cheaper one that's like $100, $150. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Hopefully it doesn't really cause a fracture and make it even more difficult.
There's a neat article I saw today about how the one of the guys who used to be, I thought he still worked at Epic. Apparently he doesn't. One of the old Epic studio heads that worked on Gears, talking about how he would have killed off Fortnite.
You're right.
If he was head on that, and I find that like I would have too. I know when I saw the initial trailer for Fortnite looked awesome. I'm like, cool. Let's gather resources, make a sweet fort, and then it came out and it was very like I thought the building mechanic of it felt very cheap.
Okay,
you're just
I
like
never even played
blueprint,
it when it was...
and then
yeah.
So it looked kind of cheap to me at that version of it. So I could. Yeah, it didn't look.
So now,
great.
Originally, you weren't creating like a ramp, a wall, a subfloor. Like you were just having these blueprints and then creating things, or were you doing it step by step?
I don't know. It looked a little bit more like
way more hands off. Where you
it was. I guess it was like the version I had in my head because it was just like a trailer. It was all pre-rendered and it wasn't video game stuff. Yeah, and I thought that was very cool, and that looked a bit more like Fallout 4 style of building stuff where you're not whipping it out in 2 seconds and building just huge things. It looked like it'd be something smaller that you took a little bit more care of rather than building these giant towers. And
yeah, that kind of took off with the whole multiplayer aspect to it.
Yeah, it did.
I did see. I didn't read it, but I kind of I feel for. So it's the director Rod Ferguson is he was the former Epic Games director. Now I imagine I'd be thinking the same thing because for maybe a year the original Fortnite didn't really perform well. People weren't really talking about it, and then until they did the Battle Royale mode, that's when, of course,
and it was kind of in like development hell before it even released with the original.
Interesting.
So yeah, it was looking like pretty bad.
That's crazy. I mean, we could have had a world without Fortnite. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't think it's as much as shit as I like to talk, as everyone talks about Fortnite. The more we can popularize video games and kind of like just excel that and have these popular things that people gravitate towards, it's the more the better, really.
For me, it was one of the first like actually polished battle royales. Because we had, what did we have? And bear in mind, when it came out in beta, it was still very much beta, but it was really impressive and it got very polished very quick. But yeah, we had PUBG. We had What's in Arma.
Yeah,
I feel like
maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one I was missing.
Okay.
Yeah, H1Z1. Gotcha. Which were cool, but I mean, they all PUBG still looks like it's in
yeah, it doesn't
alpha
perform very well, at least for console.
Yeah.
And
so this was polished, and
yep.
now it's polished to a mirror sheen.
Yeah, it looks like a moving cartoon, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had seen that. I didn't pull that up, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Yep, that's kind of how it goes. I wonder the things that we've never seen that could have been, awesome. But you haven't got to play Cadence of Hyrule yet, right?
No.
But you're interested, you're looking into it. What do you think?
I'm interested. I've just got so much on my plate right now.
Yep.
And I don't know if I necessarily have time to learn another roguelite, where you really, really have to memorize shit. Like when I played Void Bastards, I'm like, I can pretty well just do, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that one, you have to know exactly how those movements, you have to know which beat it's going to move on and what that behavior is going to be on that exact beat.
Gotcha.
So I
didn't realize that.
Yeah. So like dealing with a bat can be super frustrating because they move randomly, but it's on every like second beat.
Okay.
Unless you're dealing with a red bat, which is every beat. So red bats are terrifying to fight because you're just hoping to get luckily lined up with it, but not accidentally murder yourself in the process.
Gotcha. Well, I thought you were kind of. I pulled this up because I thought you were interested, but
I'm interested.
It's reviewing pretty well so far. It's 86 on Metacritic, but a lot of publications are doing their like review in progress, so it's not official yet. But all of them are talking pretty positively about it. Destructoid gave it a 95, but I thought it was pretty interesting. So far, Kotaku, Jimquisition, Polygon, The Verge, IGN, they're all doing reviews in progress. But Polygon said the greatest compliment I can give to Cadence of Hyrule is that if I didn't know any better, I would say this was made by an in-house Nintendo developed team. That was pretty high praise. But
it's very high praise.
Yeah. I don't know if this one's for me, for sure. Like many games, seems like lately.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I'm glad that they're giving the property to someone else and they're killing it. So I think that gives maybe makes Nintendo a little bit more at ease and will give their franchises to other people a little bit too.
Hopefully so.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about those new Switch models. Those are rumors, but we'll see what happens with that. There was some Cyberpunk news. So when they dropped that trailer last week at E3, they then had a bunch of interviews behind closed doors, showings off of the gameplay and stuff. And so they've answered a lot more questions. But one thing that's cool, they're going to show off that. We got a train driving by. They're going to show off that demo at PAX West.
Right. Which didn't they do that last year where they would like behind closed doors show everyone and then show them the exact same thing at PAX?
I think so. Or it was maybe the next one because there's like Gamescom or something like that.
Yeah,
but you might be
something
right.
like that.
But so they're not going to show this off until after PAX. So yeah, but we'll be there. You're still down to go to PAX?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Nice. We'll be there Saturday, August 31st. So I don't know if I want to wait in line to see this thing.
Oh God, no. I still
I like that it's there.
I mean, it can be kind of neat. I remember the year I went and I got to see exclusive. It is kind of cool to see exclusives. You just got to be there a while in advance. I got to see Assassin's Creed live demo before anyone got to see it.
Okay. Was it Odyssey or the Egypt one?
No.
Oh, no, this is back.
Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
We were so fucking stoked because everyone knew like it was like free climbing and stuff like this, and that was back when like parkour was still cool.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So like when we got to see him and like, oh my God, can he climb? Oh, he can climb that. Like, oh my God, just by holding a button? What a revolution. That's and then we got to see the one that maybe it got me even more excited is we got to see footage of Far Cry 2.
Oh,
when that debuted.
Yeah, was it the Africa one or Australia?
Yeah, it was the Africa one, and everyone were going nuts for it. The fire propagation, the wind. They were showing off.
Dope.
the fire was dope. And I remember like one guy like out in the audience, and they may have totally planted him, but like he had an RPG out, and he goes, he's like, does it ricochet? And he goes, that guy knows what's up. Yes, it does. Because how like the RPGs, like the classic ones, you think of like an RPG.
Yeah.
When it fires, it's not actually I think it's to prevent like friendly fire, or I don't know what. Okay. But it will not arm until it's done so many rotations.
Oh.
So you
to
could
clear
like
a distance safely, I imagine.
Yeah, I imagine. So you could like fire it at a wall, and it could bounce off the wall a little bit. It's going to be messy.
Yeah.
And then so they did that, and then it lit the whole field on fire because it's a rocket. But yeah, it was really cool. So some exciting stuff.
Nice. So what year do you think that was when you saw this?
2007.
How were no, you haven't been super recent, right? But how would you imagine like the change of lines, of people, of how easy it is to get access and see these kind of demos?
So when I went, it was really messy, and I hear it's only gotten worse.
I see.
So
fun. Yeah. Did you get to?
Go ahead.
They have like an early dev thing, right? It's like Pax or Dev West or Pax Dev or something, where they let developers in like before. I know there's like you can buy tickets for that. It's not open to the public, but I don't know if you got to go to that because that was the time you're going to DigiPen.
Well, I mean, it would. PAX was like a few days before school started.
I see.
So,
but
that was me and Mitch trying to figure out how to ride buses.
Yeah.
We're riding home at midnight with all these chefs. It was weird.
Yeah. Did you get any special deal while you guys went to oh god, that development school?
Any special deal? No, it didn't.
Oh dang. I was hoping. So it's just it's called PAX Dev. It's like 2 days before they let developers in, and but yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but so they're gonna show that off, which is pretty dope. I don't want to wait in line, but I did pull up some new stuff on Cyberpunk. So they talked about Keanu Reeves' character in more detail since E3. So I guess he's actually throughout
a ghost.
He's like a digital kind of ghost. He's almost like a companion for you. He's throughout the entire game or most of it, but he has apparently more lines of dialogue than any other character besides the main character V.
Yeah.
So he's like committed to this.
I
game.
I know. So I watched this video kind of breaking down Keanu Reeves' character a little bit, because he's like, the people that knew the game saw him, they instantly like, that's Johnny Silverhand.
Gotcha.
And apparently Johnny Silverhand is a very big deal. He's just an incredibly cosmetic. His class is a rocker or something like that.
Okay.
So he's incredibly cosmetic character, and like he has one of these really cool quests from back in the day where like they're having a rock concert, and I'm gonna butcher this, but like he gets the whole audience riled up, and they riot and like topple an organization or something. That's like awesome. That, and it's supposed to be really cool. And it's like, can we get a flashback? Because that sounds great.
Yeah. No, you're referencing the tabletop part of it. Like
yeah.
The whole Cyberpunk thing.
They can rename that band Wild Stallions, and
I imagine it's gotta be. They have tons of room to have some kind of callbacks or Easter eggs like that.
Oh god, yeah. If there's not a Wild Stallion reference, I will eat my shoe. Like that is, it's right there. Yeah, exactly. They've got to do something, or have the other actor from Bill and Ted get his voice in there.
That would be dope. That'd be dope. And
I don't think he's doing anything
No, well, they're working on that Bill and Ted's 3, so maybe some cross promotion, get him in there to do a voiceover, just like a walk on. Is Rocker Boy the name of the class you're thinking?
It's probably Rocker Boy.
Okay, I pulled up some of the So apparently he's from that tabletop storyline, and I guess so Cyberpunk is a continuation of that storyline too.
Yeah.
So they're pulling directly from that tabletop thing you're talking about.
2044 or something.
Gotcha. So apparently he dies. Keanu Reeves' character is Johnny Silverhand. He dies in a gun battle in 2022. Mm-hmm. The game takes place 2077. So yeah, he exists in some kind of digital space that it communicates with your character somehow. Mm-hmm. But one thing I thought was super dope. So they've talked more about just like the idea of the internet in this world, mm-hmm. and how it's been hacked due to some like crazy catastrophe, and you can't just go on as we do now. It's like mm-hmm. really fractured and messed with. So. Mm-hmm. In one of the last that first reveal trailer, your character V goes to save this lady who's in a thing of ice. She's in a ton of ice.
Right. Yeah.
And I think they pulled something from her head, like an AI chip or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why she's in ice is because a lot of people will go in this world. They'll surf the cyberspace, surf the web, mm-hmm. but to keep their bodies, their brain is basically the hardware allowing them to travel through cyberspace. Mm-hmm. So there's a high risk of overheating. So that's why they jump into a bag of ice or a vat of ice to then process everything and be on the internet. It's pretty nuts. So just like a computer would.
I figured they were just going to harvest her organs because she was naked.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, she's in an ice bath naked. Like they're going to harvest her organs.
Yep. That's what I thought. But no, it's like people in this world will, and I guess it's kind of seedy. It's kind of like underground to actually go on the internet that way. But it keeps them from overheating and just processing everything that's going on, which I thought was an awesome concept. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's so many things where it's like the more I read about it, I'm so on board. They announced you can have a playthrough that's without killing anyone.
It's really interesting. I know I saw that and I was scrolling through the comments. Certainly, I think there was a ton of people that were just like me because like I think there are a lot of games that allow that option, and I like that option. I think it's really fun. But this is not a game where I don't want to kill people. Like, I really want to kill people in this universe. I think that's going to be the fun playthrough.
Oh, yeah, for sure. When you have, like, katana blades that come out of your hands, I'm killing everybody. Like, I get that that's an option. No, but I like that. And I think I might try the stealth.
Put a little bit of ether at the end of one of those, and it just pops out under someone's nose. They won't even see
and
it.
then you just extend it further. Yeah. No, I like that idea, and I think I will try almost like the Metal Gear Solid route where I'll try and be stealthy, and when it goes to shit, then I just kill everybody. Yeah. But no, I cannot wait for this. They've been releasing. Cannot talk today, or whatever. Little tidbits about the game. Character creation is still work in progress, but you can. Haven't said yet, but you can really just change out different like female, male body parts and just like go to town on that as we all expected. But change your gender, your sexuality. You can still romance people. That's going to be a huge thing. You can romance anyone in the story.
I'll romance everybody.
Yeah.
That's literally.
Kill everybody or romancing everybody.
And those are the two options. You're either getting romance or murdered.
Yeah. So, I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this.
Good.
But,
That does remind me a little bit of, I was watching some gameplay yesterday of The Outer World.
Yeah, they've been. I want to say there's not like review copies out yet, but there's a lot of early impressions already being sent out there.
Some good gameplay from it. It looks good. The gameplay is very. I know they're really saying like, if you like New Vegas, this is your game.
See, that's what I'm really stoked for.
Yeah. So
I know Kotaku said the same thing. They've been kind of talking about it and praising how it's like the RPG Bethesda never made or something like that is what one of the
right. Yeah. So hopefully it's good. I think they're bringing in a feature that people have been begging for in a Bethesda game, which is so in old Fallout games, I guess you could, in order to increase a stat at the start, you could lower other stats like a little bit extra low.
Had kind of a currency to move around. Yeah.
Right. And so if you had below average intelligence, you would have dumb like
responses.
You'd have dumb responses, which is great. And they said they're bringing that back.
That is awesome.
And they also wanted to, in order to make your character a little bit more personal, allow for a little bit more role playing with a lot of stuff in the game. When you get like a buff or something, it'll often come with like a negative side effect.
Gotcha.
So your character is going to feel really interesting and have a lot of personality towards the end of the game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really encourages, multiple playthroughs and everyone's story is slightly different. I love those water cooler moments where, you go and talk about what your character's doing and what the other person's character is doing. Yeah. So I just wanted to pull up that actual release date for Outer Worlds. It's October 25th. Very soon. That whole fall time is super stacked. Early 2020 super stacked. Yeah. But that's one I'm definitely going to jump into.
I was watching a bit of, that also reminds me, watching a bit of Fallout 77, the Nuclear Winter, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Do you get to try any of that? Because it was free over the weekend, I want to say, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't feel like spending all the time downloading that.
No.
But it's interesting. Something I thought was weird was, so a streamer I was watching play the nuclear, or the Battle Royale mode. They'd unlocked like kangaroo legs or whatever, so they could jump super high.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a permanent buff.
Oh, really? For that mode? For the Nuclear Winter mode? Like
yeah. So I don't know if there are select perks you can bring in, but that seems super unfair.
I like that just because it changes up the whole randomness of the traditional Battle Royale modes.
All right.
I do like, I want these games, these different properties to experiment more with carrying stuff over and then using that stuff. So, but I haven't seen that, in use. Maybe it totally messes it up. But I do like the idea of carrying stuff over that you've earned throughout playing it. But
I can see that.
So there was I pulled this up from GameSpot. Apparently they've extended the not the free Fallout 76 part of the weekend, but playing the Battle Royale mode.
Indefinitely.
Yeah, so Bethesda launched a new Fallout 76 game mode at E3 beta sneak peek, but is now extended indefinitely. Nuclear Winter mode brought the popular Battle Royale genre to Bethesda's online game. Doobie-doobie-doo. So it's extended somewhat, so through July 8th. Yeah. That's cool. So hopefully I have now more time to jump back into it, but yeah. Or try it out for the first time. I need to watch some more actual streams because that's often the issues where if I don't have time to play it, I'm just I let it pass me by, but I need to just spend more time just watching streams of it.
Yeah. You know what you do? Is you pop in like right at the end.
Oh, of the game? Yeah, like you do, you goddamn monster.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jesus. We have another story here, Gavin. This is from, I think it was the last time we met. We watched a little bit of the Marvel's Avengers reveal. That was a Square Enix. That was the.
Oh, yeah. Right I hear it's very ambitious. I still don't know what the fuck it is.
A lot of people still don't. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. So apparently, they gave a release date. It's May 15, 2020, which is roughly a year from now. But so they showed off the fact that it's a single player campaign. So, yeah.
Really?
Apparently, there's a cooperative aspect to it. There's like but to what degree that's going to be, they haven't released yet. So, but it seems like they're focusing on you controlling the different characters at whatever point in time, but just like a single player experience.
Cool. But, so let X-Men's Legends be X-Men Legends, and then let this game be its own Marvel thing. Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, they did release some of the actual so in the trailer they showed off the characters, but also they showed off the voice actors, and they're like super dope video game voice actors that are well known. Troy Baker is one of them. I think he plays Hulk. I forget the name of the guy every time, but the guy that does Nathan Drake is also voicing Iron Man. But he's a very well known.
Why am I blanking?
Yeah, he's super duper well known. He is
Nolan North.
Nolan North. There you go.
Yeah.
So they have this awesome cast. Apparently, people online were kind of negative towards how they looked and how they were versions of the movie characters, basically, but just kind of slightly off.
It was a bit strange.
Yeah. I would have preferred them going fully stylized in some other direction.
Right. Yeah. Especially, exactly that. Like, go one way or another.
Yeah. So, I just pulled this thing from Kotaku. They actually got to see a behind closed doors demo at E3. Maddie Myers writes about this. So, Crystal Dynamics Avengers looks like a slightly skewed version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just similar enough to pique your interest, but just different enough to make you feel itchy. 5 of the most film-famous Avengers star in a 25-minute gameplay demo that Kotaku saw behind closed doors at E3. Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, and Black Widow. The campaign will feature a totally new and original story. We'll see more about it. That demo was kind of weird because they were mixing the CG with the gameplay, and then it was very hard to tell, okay, what are you actually doing? How are you actually playing it? But I guess it was more clear in the behind closed doors demo. But I'm interested. I think it's just kind of weird seeing, Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, how they really just knocked it out of the park. And then this one seems like a kind of a different take on it, and maybe not the same high quality that they're able to do with the last one. So I'm just kind of skeptical or interested to see. It's almost like a lot to juggle too.
Right.
It's easier to have one character versus managing all these different characters and then base it off really the movie. But there was another thing, Gavin. I know you're a big Dr. Disrespect fan.
Not really.
I wanted to pull this up. Apparently, he streamed in a bathroom at E3.
He streamed in a bathroom?
Yeah, not literally. So his Twitch stream was playing, and he was on in handheld mode on a phone. He walks into a bathroom and continues his character's whole thing, and then that was uploaded and it got banned. But yeah. So I was going to read this to you, Gavin. This is from Kotaku. Nathan Grayson writes, last week, Dr. Disrespect, a popular streamer who parodies toxic gamers by just straight up being one, except in a wig, got banned from Twitch and booted from E3 for streaming from inside a public bathroom, an act that's illegal in the state of California. Immediately after, he went radio silent, but not for long. While Dr. Disrespect remains banned from Twitch for a still unknown period of time, he's resumed posting to Twitter and YouTube. He's kind of, he is almost like this Twitch streamer bad boy and kind of
well, he's a character.
He's a character.
Yeah.
But I don't think he still understands, like how weird he is aside from that. He seems like he's
Oh, he fully understands.
Okay.
Like it's 100% calculated. Like he's definitely towed, like he used to do a bit more like racist shit and he toned that back. So he's going to toe the line until it gets there.
Yeah.
But
is there a way to kind of make fun of this stuff, parody this stuff, but yet not be fully entrenched in this kind of thing? I don't know. I wonder if he can do it in a smarter way. I don't get the sense he's doing it in a smarter way. He's just kind of like he's just a weirder guy, and then he creates this character that he's already going to be somewhat in the back of his mind.
I think it would sort of mess with the illusion a lot. Like he's 2,000% into this. Like he's yelling, screaming, spitting, like drool's coming out of his mouth when he's like really into it. Like it's very intense. So for his character to really succeed, he has to go 2001.
I get it too.
Percent.
I just think that like say Stephen Colbert, when he did the Colbert Report, that was a very clear parody of like just this weird Republican guy, but he did it in a smart way where it was funny and still making fun of everything else. I don't get this vibe from Dr. Disrespect that he's...
Well, Stephen Colbert also had a script.
That's true. A team of writers and stuff. This is one guy who's kind of going at this route, but he's so popular at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. But the streaming thing in the bathroom, it's only going to make him more popular, more well-known because he got banned from Twitch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's banned from stuff before. Like he was a huge PUBG streamer and then he got banned from PUBG. I still think it was hilarious.
What did he do?
It was just like he team killed someone and he got banned, but it was, I forget like the exact scene of him doing it. I'm like, he team killed someone that I kind of felt like maybe deserved it, or like it was just like it really didn't fucking matter. So it's like,
gotcha.
I feel like a ban was a bit excessive force on that one, but he's done plenty other stuff where he deserved getting banned.
I see. There's not much I know about him. I know that everyone loves to hate him, but I think he's leading.
I don't know that people do love to hate him though.
Interesting.
Like after like he kind of stopped doing his racist shit. Like I don't know that there's really. I worry about his effect on kids. Yeah,
and I'm sure that that's the majority of his fan base is kids that they just think he looks cool and sounds weird and is funny. But do they understand the parody aspect of what's going on too?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. So. But I did find it weird. So this was maybe a year ago, months ago. He had something happen, off stream with his life and his family issues. Yeah. And then, but he decided to, which he made a post saying like, I'm going to kind of go and deal with this. And he was honest about it, which I get. But then I found it weird when he came back. It was this weird kind of TV commercial thing announcing his return. But his return was based off of like these serious like family issues that came happening.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird for them. Almost like he used that when he came back. It was very strange to me. I just didn't think he pulled it off the way maybe he intended on pulling it off.
Well, him kind of airing his dirty laundry on Twitch probably wasn't the best way of going about it either.
Yeah.
And there are still questions about that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It was definitely weird seeing him out of character though, because he was wearing like flannel. He was wearing a hat. I'm like, that looks like a guy I'd see on the street, like just handsomer. But yeah,
I don't know. I pulled up that article from Kotaku. It was definitely it was a negative view. Like I don't think he's very popular within that, within Kotaku. But I just don't know much about, what he's doing.
He is what he is. I think so he's not the first of his kind. And
there's PewDiePie. There's as far as the bombastic,
in terms of like this like kind of character that's like a little on the nastier side.
Okay.
So he's, you certainly have like your Tyler Ones, or what's another, like I want to say Greek God X. There's certainly a few other ones in that kind of territory of someone who's playing a character that's a bit nasty and getting the crowd going and getting them all riled up.
Oh yeah, like a heel or something, right?
Yeah, and I think, but he's also got talent, which is, his character would be pointless if he wasn't talented. He does some crazy shit.
Right, I've seen that.
But he's one of the, I guess the less toxic of the toxic people doing this, so he's not. Yeah, he's far from the worst. But
there was someone, I forget the name of the streamer. I want to find it, but they, as soon as his channel was banned, they basically put on his same actual outfit and were streaming under like Dr. Respect or something. They were just like taking over and trying to gain some, but it was funny. It was done in a funny way.
I do remember back before back before Ninja was huge. Ninja and him would play PUBG.
Oh, really?
And Ninja's, he would put on his Captain Respect or something outfit, and it looked super dumb. And it was just like I'd look at him and be like, dude, are you really trying that hard for like viewers? Because he was still only like maybe getting for him like I think like 1,000 like maybe 2,000 views at that time if he was lucky. And so like him being with Dr. Disrespect, which is huge, it's just like, all right, you're getting lucky here, bud. And then he fucking took off. So I was like, all right,
for sure. That's funny. Yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of time streaming or watching streams, but I'm becoming more interested for sure. I haven't pulled up a whole lot of other stuff going on. Really, the whole big thing was as far as releases this week, there's Cadence of Hyrule that came out actually last week, but there's really nothing that I could see coming down the pipe. But
Can we talk about Link's Awakening has a level editor?
We didn't bring that up. Yeah.
Fucking
showed
cool.
More off and gave a date, I want to say, with that one.
If I had that when I was a kid, I would do like nothing else. Like
the level editor part seems a bit. It seems like as you beat certain like dungeons, you get to then add that to your list of stuff that you can create. It seems like you were. That's at least cool. In the reveal trailer they explained like once you beat a dungeon, you have this like list of dungeons that are completed that you could add in little like squares, little modules, and then start building your own dungeon experience, I guess, for other people to play.
That's great.
But it looked like you had to beat it to get it on there.
Right. I think that's a great way of doing it. You get a know about it. I think my dream scenario though would be for that is so right now it's just dungeons.
Yeah.
And if you could do overworld chunks too.
Whoa.
So just chunks, because the way I picture it in my head is make it so when you load into the game, you get a random, like you get these chunks of the overworld randomly selected for different people.
Yeah.
Then you can go like, hey, I'm willing to take a risk, give me something good, or like give me whatever. So every time you load up the game, it's a bit different and it's a bit exciting, and you're trying to, a different overworld every time, different dungeons, and just getting endlessly replayable. I would love that so much really for this game.
When you describe that, I feel like you're getting to the idea of really like a Zelda Mario Maker version.
Yeah.
Where you get to, if you could then start to blend the different art styles and stuff, that seems like really complicated to do, but still doable. If you
I don't think you can do different art styles with this. It'd be too hard. And there's so much of Zelda is 3D.
Yeah.
Whereas Mario, there's a ton of 2D Mario.
Yeah, unless you recreate the 3D models in a 2D world, just like the Link's Awakening remake, where they all look different, but they function the same. And it's also coming out September 20th. I love the art style on this. This reminds me of like, cute. Is it Paper Mario? It's almost like that, but the Zelda version of that.
Right.
Like with Link and his just huge black eyes.
Right. Yes.
He's very cute.
That's such a pretty image there too. They have of the on the Nintendo website of just Link's Awakening. It's like I'd have that as a poster.
Did you ever play this on Game Boy?
It was my first Zelda game.
Really?
It was a lot of people's first Zelda game. Yeah,
I never played it.
It's so good. It's like a perfect introductory game for Zelda. Absolutely perfect. The puzzles are just complicated enough to really kind of make you think.
Gotcha.
But not so hard that it's going to defeat a kid.
Yeah.
I think the only part where I ever got stuck, and I get stuck there every time, is the final dungeon.
Okay.
Because there's you can run out of keys. And I always have trouble maintaining my keys in that one.
Did this one take advantage of the fact that it was on a Game Boy and have like smaller chunked experiences?
Yes, absolutely. Gotcha. Yes. It was, it was definitely a fully fleshed out game, but I think they scaled the size of the dungeons and stuff like that. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. You weren't going to be in a dungeon for hours at a time. You'd maybe be in it for an hour.
I see. That's what I was wondering too.
Yeah.
Although with the Switch, they're in this weird world where they have a console that you can also take with you. So do they carry that over, or do they maybe extend those rooms now because they don't have to stick to that actual like gameplay type? Or I wonder.
I don't know.
I'm stoked for that. So September 20th is very soon actually. There's a lot of stuff coming out in the fall time. Yeah, Gavin. Really, that's about it for this week, I think. Anything else you wanted to bring up?
I feel like there was something halfway through that I'm like, don't forget to bring it up. Don't forget to bring it up.
It's possible.
And I forgot to bring it up.
We talked about Stadia. They were had their own thing last week.
Did they?
Yeah. But they did. It's not really a news thing at all. But they said that you can keep changing your name. You're not locked into one name once you change your Stadia gamer tag thing. But
welcome to PC gaming.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, PlayStation, they just barely got the ability to change your name. So, but yeah, because one of the whole thing of early adopters was you could claim your Stadia name.
You can pick your Stadia name.
Right. But yeah, they did show this off. Stadia and xCloud, I want to say, off at E3, and apparently it was pretty well received. Like playthroughs of it, like playing stuff on Xbox's streaming service, and then Stadia's streaming service. So
that's cool.
Seems like
I really haven't seen anything of Xbox's streaming service. So
yeah, it was xCloud. It was playable. I think they were showing off Forza and another game that you could play at the actual conference. Huh. But yeah, no one said any super negative stuff on it.
Man, a racing game would be rough on your bandwidth.
Yeah, I imagine. So it's got to really work. Yeah. Alrighty, Gavin.
Alrighty.
I think that is it. Let's end it there. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at DrunkDevs.
Gotcha.
Just never going to do that again.
And Fonzie Pants on Twitter. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.